All right, so before we get started today, I just wanted to set some groundwork. So what is state drive, for example? Now, in the book Create Crucial Insight by Thomas Buckholtz, you can see that he wants people to envision matches and mismatches between endeavor needs and or cultures and the participants' attitudes. So what does that mean exactly? All right, so I have an attitude. And let's say I'm the employee and you're like, you have an attitude problem. Like, hey, what does that mean? It means like, obviously the person is not doing the things that you want them to do. And not only are they not doing the things that they want you to do, they also have a bad attitude about it. So we want to develop cultures and we want to develop skills and abilities in people so that they're actually doing the thing that needs to be done to get the project or endeavor finished. And then generally we need to create a culture where we're working together, we're working hard, we're doing what needs to get done. All right, so that means we need to change participants' attitudes. Now, it's a little bit of a challenge sometimes to understand exactly what's happening when we have lines. And so that's why I try to re-envision some of Tom's work, try to make it more accessible by testing it with real people. Now, as I've tested his work with real people, I've drilled down to 8 of his 10 or 11 checklists, and focusing on the ones that really work well with students, things that people are able to understand, things that people are able to incorporate into their lives. Now, why is it that I'm sharing everything about my MVP? You can see the words, the questions. You don't have to actually click. You don't have to do anything because I've told you everything. Well, one of the issues is that I'm only actually showing you the results dimension, all right? And I think that delivering deliverables is important for everybody, and it's not necessarily something that has to be proprietary. Although the work, obviously Tom's work is proprietary, and if you want to buy his book, you can see there's a link right here. Now, so we're talking about this one right here. Let's talk about drive. Now, the way that I've done it is, this is how I saw it. So I thought that level of effort, we should go from laid back to diligent. So so the attitude is all right, let's put more effort into it. All right, so stop being a panda, stop being a koala, start being an ant. But the thing is if you're an ant, then the thing is take out the paper and the trash. So they're just garbage collectors. So the thing is, you gotta increase your skills eventually. You need to have more ability and competency so you can have more achievement, and you're using methods. You gotta be a bumblebee. But then there's also some people that they have they're at the top of the dominance hierarchy, and they have a competitive advantage, which means that they're able to reduce their level of effort and still maintain a leading position. So that's why I put leading here, trailing here, low level of effort here, high level of effort here. Actually, his book, it's presented like this. So it has the, you can see it. So you can see that the blue box, it's a leading and diligent. It's the top right corner. So we got leading and diligent. So the bumblebee is here. Now in this case, what we're saying is the person on top is going to be either you're coasting or you're competing. If you have a high level of success, it means you're on top of the world. On top of the world. And then what? So if you're working hard, then it's what? So anyways, so the whole point is what? So the thing is that, all right, so right now what we have is a natural language iteration of the MVP. The first step is called a lead magnet: read, think, ideate, input text, email, PDF, Excel. And then here's all the text for the lead magnet. Now, the thing is, I'm not really sure about okay, so I'm trying to, yesterday in the video, I was talking about simplifying things a little bit, which means I jump into ChatGPT. Here's the 6 original questions, and then I asked it to simplify them. All right, so how can you know if you're interested or involved in the task? What are some ways to stay focused and committed to finishing the task? How can you plan your time well and make sure you put enough effort into the task? How can you change from a relaxed to a hardworking approach to your work? So I tried to I asked it to simplify the questions and make it more accessible to people maybe that don't speak English as their first language. Also people who are working on a factory line, maybe they're not quite so intelligent, maybe it's a new manager. So yeah, we're doing 2 things. So one thing is I just wanted to explain where we are, talk about some simplification of questions, but now it's time to create that table and let the battle begin.